Under anesthesia, my fiancée whispered, I slept with his best friend twice. Her mom was in the room. I was standing just 2 feet away. I never thought the quiet beeping of hospital machines would be the soundtrack to my life unraveling. It was supposed to be a routine procedure for Rachel, my fiancée. Nothing major, just a small surgery she'd been putting off. I stood near her bed, her mother Linda hunched in a chair across from me, scrolling her phone like she wished she could vanish into it. The anesthesiologist checked the drip, the nurse adjusted vitals. Everything was normal. And then Rachel, halfway under sedation, mumbled words that froze time. I slept with his best friend twice. The words were slurred but clear. My chest tightened like someone dropped a cinder block inside me. Linda's head jerked up. Her eyes flicked from me to Rachel. The nurse froze, pretending to focus on the monitor. The anesthesiologist cleared his throat like he hadn't heard. But we all had. I stared at Rachel's peaceful, slack face. No clue of the bomb she had just detonated. My first instinct was denial. People say random nonsense under anesthesia, don't they? But her phrasing was too precise, too damning. I slept with his best friend twice. The words echoed in my skull. I turned to the anesthesiologist, my voice sharp. Does that happen? Do patients say things they don't mean? He hesitated. Sometimes it's nonsense, but sometimes truth slips out. The brain loses its filter. That was the worst possible answer. My pulse spiked, heat flooding my face. I glanced at Linda. She wasn't shocked. She was pale but not surprised, not blindsided, more like caught. Her phone slipped from her hand, and she didn't rush to pick it up. You knew? I whispered. She pressed her lips tight. Peter, this isn't the time. Not the time? Your daughter just confessed to sleeping with Kyle, my best friend, twice. My voice almost cracked into a shout. The nurse tried to look busy, but her ears burned red. Linda leaned in, hissing. Keep your voice down. She's not herself. Not herself, I snapped. That was specific. Twice. With my best friend. That's not random. Her jaw clenched. She looked like she wanted to disappear. Finally, she muttered, because I warned her this would happen. The words rattled me. What? Her eyes widened, realizing her slip. She scrambled, shaking her head. I mean, she talks in her sleep sometimes. I didn't think it was serious, but I knew. She'd known. She had covered it. The heart monitor beeped steadily, like a countdown to destruction. Rachel lay there muttering nonsense while her mother worked damage control. Kyle, my best friend, was somewhere out there, oblivious that his name had just detonated my engagement. The nurse glanced at me. Sir, maybe you should step outside. I laughed bitterly. Not overthink it? My fiancé just confessed to screwing my best friend. How exactly do I not overthink that? The anesthesiologist slipped out quietly. The nurse avoided my eyes. Linda finally stood, voice sharp but low. If you care about Rachel, keep this to yourself. Don't humiliate her, not clear her name, not find the truth. Just don't humiliate her. That told me everything. She wasn't after truth. She was after control. I leaned close. If she really slept with Kyle, everyone will know. I'll make sure of it. Her eyes turned cold, mask slipping for just a second. Be careful, she whispered. Some things, once exposed, can't be undone. I grabbed my jacket and walked out before I exploded. My chest felt like it was splitting open. I drifted down sterile hallways while the world moved on, nurses laughing, visitors carrying flowers. Normal life went on, mine tilted into chaos. Outside, the evening air hit me like a slap. I sat in my car gripping the wheel, memories rearranging in my head like shards of glass. Times Rachel claimed late nights at her mom's. Times Kyle bailed on me with flimsy excuses. Times they both disappeared the same weekend. Pieces I'd brushed off now glared like neon signs. I scrolled through old texts. 3 months ago, Kyle canceled our guys' night last minute. That same night, Rachel came home late, claiming her mom made her dinner. The pattern was there, hidden but undeniable. And Linda, she had been the alibi all along. The rage spread hotter, not just at Rachel, not just at Kyle, but at Linda, sitting in that hospital room, trying to shut me up. She hadn't looked blindsided. She'd looked trapped. I started the car, headlights painting the wall. My mind spun. Confront Rachel? Too soon? Confront Kyle? He'd deny it, and she'd back him. Number. I needed proof. Evidence so airtight they couldn't gaslight me into doubt. That night I didn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I heard her voice. I slept with his best friend twice. By morning, I had made a decision. No yelling, no blind accusations. I'd gather proof. I'd build a case, brick by brick. And when I was done, they wouldn't just lose me. They'd lose everything. Rachel came home from the hospital 2 days later. I played the perfect fiancé, brought her soup, fluffed her pillows, kissed her forehead. She smiled softly, trusting. It almost broke me. But every smile, every word felt poisoned. At night while she slept, I checked her phone. Nothing obvious. Too clean. And Rachel wasn't a delete everything type. That alone was suspicious. But I found small cracks. Venmo transfers labeled as gas, with amounts way too high, matching nights she claimed to be with friends. I screenshotted it all. The next step was Kyle. I met him for drinks, forcing myself to smile. When I casually mentioned Rachel acting strange, staying out late, his mask cracked. He almost choked on his beer before deflecting. You're just nervous about the wedding. Cold feet too fast, too rehearsed. His body language told me everything his words didn't. When I got home, Rachel was cooking pasta, humming like nothing was wrong. I almost believed it, until my phone buzzed with the screenshots. No, I wasn't crazy. Days passed. Linda called, pressing me to forget the hospital slip. She tried to order me into silence. That was proof in itself. No mother pushes that hard unless she knows. So I began writing everything down. Dates, times, alibis, lies, receipts. I was done being the blind fiancé. I was building my case, and when the day came to expose it, I wouldn't confront them in private where they could twist it. No, I'd do it where their masks couldn't survive, where everyone important could see the truth at once. Because Rachel's anesthesia confession wasn't nonsense. It was the spark, and I was ready to burn everything down.